Do I need to put negative 1 and 7 on there? Okay, and then there's something, oops, negative 1, sorry, yikes, and 7. And there's something about circles. Yeah, so what kind is this? Open, because it's going to be greater than negative 1, but not including. Closed, I know, I made those super huge, didn't I? Those circles are a little too big, I think. All right, ORs. ORs have nothing in common. I think I'm going to have to trade in the purple pen. No solutions in common. In other words, let's use the negative 1 and 7 again. Let's say I said x is less than negative 1 or x is greater than 7. The reason that this is an OR is because something can't be less than negative 1 and greater than 7 at the same time. So we don't say the word and because they can't be true at the same time. We say the word or. Either it's this or it's that. So, what is the graph going to look like for this one? We still put a negative 1. We still put a 7. We still have an open circle here, but what should I do with my line? Goes to the left, closed, closed to the right. Okay, so next, let's practice solving some. All right, now, if they're ORs, it's really the same deal. You're just doing what we did on not the last homework assignment, but the one before that, and you're doing it with two inequalities. So the reminder is that we have to flip the sign when we're dividing by negative, okay? So let's do this one. What should I do first? Add 3. (5x) is greater than 21. Now what? Okay, so what is 21 divided by 5? I know it's like 4 2/5. Yeah. Right? So is that 4 1/5, which is 4.2. Okay. In a second when I graph it, that will just help me with the graphing. Alright, so now I bring that word or down. Or, let's do the other one. What should I do first? Subtract 10. Negative 3x, there's a little too much chalking, is greater than 30. Divide by negative 3, good. Switch the sign, good. So x is less than 30 divided by negative 3 is negative 10. Okay, so let's draw a little graph of this then. Let's do it next to it. So we're going to put a negative 10 over here and a 4.2 over here. This is going to be a closed circle going to the right. Oopsies, you're right. Why did I put that on there?
I don't know.
Holy cow, I'm just adding things in. Alright guys, I'm sorry. Nate, was that you who caught that? You can get a Jolly Rancher if you want. This should be open. Sorry, it's an open circle. I can't make a closed circle open, unfortunately, but I don't know why I added this in here. I shouldn't have. Okay. And then let's do open circle on negative 10 and going to the left. Okay. Now here's the deal, guys. With ands. With ands, you can actually rewrite it as an and do it that way. Or what this means is 2x minus 6 is greater than negative 8 and 2x minus 6 is less than or equal to 12. So if you want to, you can actually solve it and just do it to all the three sections, okay? So in other words, let's look at this, okay? I'm going to cover this up right here. Pretend where my finger is that that's not there. If you were to solve, what would you do? Wouldn't you add 6? Okay, so you'd add 6 here and here. Would you do that, please? Okay, so if I was here, if I covered that up, wouldn't you add 6 to here and here? Would you do that, please? Do you see, you can't say 3 sides because there's no such thing as 3 sides, but you have to add the 6 to both inequalities, okay? Now, you don't have to do the cover up part, but I just think it helps. Let's cover up here. What would you do next then? You do negative 8 plus 6, and then wouldn't you divide by 2? And the same thing here. Wouldn't you do 12 plus 6, and then wouldn't you divide by 2? So let's just do it all in one step. All right, so what is negative 8 plus 6? Negative 2. So now I have negative 2 is less than 2x is less than 18. Okay, what would I do to both sides? Divide by 2. And then I divide by 2. So with all three pieces, we're going to divide by 2. And then we get, let's see, negative 1 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 9. Let's just check and make sure it's okay. I did it again. I don't know why I'm adding this, cross that out, guys. Not there. Is negative 1 smaller than 9? It is. The signs are pointing the correct way. This is a good inequality. Let's graph it. So I put a negative 1, and then I put a 9. I put an open circle on negative 1, and a closed circle on 9. And then I connect them. Okay. Now, at first, to me, that looks funny because the inequality signs are written the wrong way, aren't they? But here's the deal. I wait till the end to decide if it's bad or not, because what could happen is the signs could flip around. Okay, so let's cover this up. Wouldn't I subtract 5, because it's positive 5? You seen that? All right, so we're going to subtract 5 here and here. We're also going to subtract 5, we already did it here, on this side. So, here we go. What's 5 minus 5? 0. Over here I have 5 minus 5, oh, I gotta keep that symbol. So it's 0 minus f, that's just minus f, or negative f. And then 2 minus 5 is negative 3. Okay. However, when I get rid of the negative f, that means I'm going to divide by a negative 1. So I'm going to divide by a negative 1 here and here, which means I have to flip both inequality signs around. 0 divided by negative 1 is still 0, but now I flip this. So it's less than f. And then I flip this one. Okay, remember before it wasn't so good, was it? But now it's valid. 0 is less than 3, and the inequalities are pointing the correct direction. So this is a good inequality. We can graph it. And look at that, I didn't even try to add any equal to's that time. Okay, so let's put on 0, 3, Open circle, open circle. Alrighty guys, the last one's an OR. Would you guys try on your own to graph the, or to solve and graph the OR? If you're not quite sure, wait a minute and I'll go through